Cutting Remarks, The Melanie Bass Mysteries, Book 3, by Christine Falcone. Narrated by Lauren Ezzo. Chapter 1. I could barely keep my eyes open as I drove through the April snow squall. True to its reputation, the Connecticut weather had changed from 60-degree weather to another taste of winter. On top of the crazy weather, it had been a grueling week at work. I couldn't say no to Judy, my supervisor at CoreTrack Home Care, when she pleaded with me to pick up a couple of extra shifts. I was looking forward to finally having the weekend off. As soon as I pulled into my driveway, my cell phone rang. My friend Lynn's voice was apologetic. "I know it's short notice, and you probably have plans for Sunday, but would you and Justin be able to attend brunch at Mrs. Drover's house? She called to say 2 of her nieces and their husbands are in town for the weekend, and she wants to introduce me to them. She asked me to invite you and Justin since you will be my maid of honor. Alex's cousin Ben will be coming also, so this is a chance for you to meet the best man." My first response was an inward groan. I had planned to do nothing but relax on Sunday. But then again, I'd heard so much about Lynn's fiancée, Alex's mother, most of it not very good, that I was curious to meet her in person. Sure. I'll call Justin and see if he's free to come with me." "Thank you. I'll be glad to have backup when I meet more of Alex's family, though Alex assures me I'll get along fine with his cousins." She gave me the address of Mrs. Drover's house in Westport and said she would meet us there at 11 a.m. Lynn's relationship with her future mother-in-law had a rocky start. Mrs. Drover hired a private investigator to check on Lynn as soon as she saw her son was getting serious about her. Understandably, Lynn had not reacted well when she found out. Even before that, however, Lynn had gotten the feeling that her fiancé's mother did not approve of her, and she was struggling to form a bond with Mrs. Drover. I called my boyfriend, Justin, as soon as I got off the phone with Lynn. He was as curious as I was to see if she was really the dragon lady Lynn made her out to be. "I would love to be there, but I promised to cover the weekend for Pat Stewart at a small animal practice in Branford," Justin said. "I'll be over Sunday evening, though, to get your take on Alex's mother." "All right. Wish me luck. I'll give you a full report on how things went." I was disappointed he couldn't come with me, but at least I would be there should Lynn need my support. On Sunday morning, I checked my closet for something appropriate to wear to brunch at the home of someone prominent in the Fairfield County social scene. Unfortunately, my wardrobe tipped toward long on comfortable and woefully short on chic. I settled on a navy blue textured dress I'd worn to a community nursing banquet, paired with my favorite black flats. Lucky for me, the return to winter had been fleeting, and Sunday was a cool but sunny spring day. As I drove up Mrs. Drover's long drive, my thoughts were on Lynn and how she was faring being surrounded by Alex's family. There were already several cars parked in the circular drive, as well as a van bearing the logo of Le Petit Gourmet. I stopped to admire the exterior of the house and surrounding property, thinking that it was certainly large enough for one person. I remembered, though, that Lynn had mentioned that Alex's family also owned a cottage on the Madison shoreline, and that his mother usually spent much of the summer there. After I rang the bell, the door was answered by a young lady dressed in black slacks and shirt, her hair held back in a tight bun. My assumption that she was hired to help at the brunch was confirmed when she said, "May I take your coat? Mrs. Drover and the other guests are in the sitting room to your left." She ushered me toward a room where I could hear the murmur of voices. As I entered, I saw Lynn seated on a large sectional sofa next to an attractive brunette who appeared to be in her early 30s. It looked as if they had been engaged in conversation, but as I entered, Lynn excused herself and came to greet me. She whispered, "Thank heaven you're here," to me, before guiding me toward a woman seated in a floral print easy chair, set apart from the rest of the guests. "Diana, this is Melanie." The woman had her blonde hair cut in a stylish bob. Her unlined face bore very little makeup, and my first thought was that she certainly looked at least 20 years younger than what I knew her actual age must be. It was her eyes that I found most arresting, however. When I was 10 years old, my parents took me to
Sample complete. Ready to continue?